Women-owned small businesses have been growing at twice the national average, but struggling to gain access to startup capital. In fact, the first women-founded and owned commercial bank in the company will open today to address the funding gap for women entrepreneurs. Marianne Markowitz is the president and the CEO of the First Women's Bank. And Marianne, thanks for being here today. It's good to see you.
Thank you, Becky. Thanks for having me on.
So you are launching today. This is a pretty rare startup in the banking industry to see this. What problem were you all built to solve?
Well, if you'll let me just point out that we'll be cutting the ribbon in just a few hours. And at that ribbon cutting, we'll have our amazing First Women's Bank team and board. And also joining us are our advisors and investors, Billie Jean King, and our strategic advisor, Sophia Bush and Mia Batts. Also joining us are our mission partners, which include Wendy's, Aon, Comcast Corporation, William Blair, and Western Gulf Association. And they've all joined us to support gender equality. And as we put a bow on today's festivities and move forward and close out our capital raise, we will be very focused on reaching out to the women's economy to close the gender lending gap. And so let me just give you a sense of what that gender lending gap is exactly. And the scope of it. There are about 30 million small businesses in America today. About 13 million are owned by women. That's about 42%. Over half of those businesses are owned by women of color. And that number is rising rapidly. Really, women of color are, responsible for the exponential growth in the women's economy. Now, with all that power and all of that growth, this whole segment is only accessing about 16% of overall commercial loans, and that's a number of loans. If you look at actual dollar amount, it's actually much lower. So this is a significant and damaging problem in the women's economy, and that's what we formed to solve.
Marianne, I know you come at this from the experience of some government experience on top of private industry experience, but you were the former acting administrator for the SBA. So you see what the government can or has not been able to do in terms of this. Where is the government going to be able to kind of address these needs, and where does private capital need to come in?
Right. Well, let me just say what I love about SBA is it's both. It's really the perfect form of public-private partnership. So with SBA lending, there's a 75% government guarantee. And what that creates is really more risk tolerance at the banking level. So with a 75% government guarantee, a bank can tolerate more risk in an underwriting package. We can really look past. We can use the guarantee to stand in for a lack of collateral or weaker guarantors. We can use the guarantee to really help us finance startup capital. And startup initiatives, which are inherently more risky, or finance business acquisition. So, in a sense, the SBA program is another way that government is helping. And one other thing I wanted to say about the SBA program, not only does it make capital more accessible in that way, there are longer maturity with SBA guarantees or with SBA loans, and so these longer maturities help a bank structure a financing that creates better cash flows for a business. So it's an incredible program, and it's a great example of what government does do and has been doing for many years.
You mentioned some of the corporate partners that you have. Wendy's, I know, among them. What are some of the goals that they're hoping to accomplish by partnering with you?
Right. Well, many of our mission partners are keeping mission deposits at the bank, so they're giving us overwhelming deposit support at low to no cost. And that's really helpful for us in making loans available for women-owned businesses and for small businesses. Wendy's is a unique partner in that they're partnering with us on the loan side. They have a goal of bringing in more women-owned franchises to their franchising network, and we're there to help them. So this is a really important partnership for us, and we're so thrilled to be able to announce it today.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.